up, everyone? Welcome to the Di Lorenzo Soccer Mindset channel. Please go ahead, like and subscribe to the channel, and also comment here below any question that you might have. Okay, today I want to talk about visualization and why it's so important to visualize. So visualization is a simple technique that you can use to basically create strong mental images of something in the future, so a future event. Basically, the reason behind you want to see yourself playing at your best, because if you see it in your mind, it looks like it's already happened, right? Our brain doesn't know the difference from something that you imagine and something that you really experience. That's why when we start to be worried about making mistakes, we're getting in our own head, and because we visualize ourselves making those mistakes. And when we visualize making those mistakes, we start to become anxious, and because our thoughts affects our emotions, our feelings, and then ultimately we'll be in fear. So you want to visualize yourself doing good things, right? Imagine the best game that you've had, right? So you want to obviously I'll explain how exactly the visualization works, but like basically mentally imagine yourself in the scene. So have you ever practiced hard and prepare really well for a big game or event only to not perform well because you couldn't handle the pressure? Well, that's because we rarely perform under pressure, and when the big day comes, obviously we struggle. Also, we lose focus, confidence in ourselves because we don't really have a routine in place. And also, we don't take control of our mental images, our postures, our emotions, everything that we should be taking control of. And also, we fail and let go of our training, right? When we train our subconscious mind to do the job. But when we overthink things and we start to be afraid and second guessing, we don't use our subconscious anymore. That's where we did most of the trainings, is we let our conscious mind take over. We overthink and we don't play well. Visualization is basically, there's a lot of studies that shown that the brain is not able to differentiate what's a real memory and something that you imagine. Like I mentioned before. So the goal for the visualization is to make the unknown known. So we are afraid of something because we don't know what's going to happen. And that's where the fear comes from, because we don't know what's going to happen. And most of the time we anticipate something wrong happening, something bad happening. And ultimately, fear and anxiety comes from an anticipation of something bad happening. And what we want to do is we want to when we visualize ourselves doing something in the future, your mind will record it as a real memory, even if we imagine it. And especially if we attach emotions, feelings to the experience and a lot of details. If you don't remember most of the time what you ate for lunch yesterday, but you remember the goals that you scored or the final of the championship that you lost. Because when there's emotions attached, there's feelings, it records it more as a memory. But we have something in our brain called the reticular activating system. And it's a system of network of neurons that in the brain that allows you to focus on what you want to focus on. And I'll give you an example. Have you ever played a game where you're in the car with your parents and you're there with the friends and you're like, okay, let's play this game. Let's find all the red cars. And all of a sudden you start seeing more and more red cars that you've never seen before. And it's the only reason why is because now you're focusing on red cars and your brain focuses on that. So the idea here is to use the visualization to focus on what you want to happen, how you want to play, right? You can visualize some negative scenarios and how you would react to those negative scenarios, but don't focus too much on what you don't want. You want to focus on what you want and allow the reticular activating system to focus on that. This way, if you visualize yourself making good passes, scoring great goals, doing amazing things on the field, and also making a mistake or two, because that's what's going to happen, but being able to overcome those mistakes quickly, that there's nothing in your mind that you haven't seen that could happen, right? You're going to make mistakes, but you're going to play well. You already see the game, how it's going to go, more or less. So you can't be afraid of something that you already know what's going to happen, right? So that's the idea behind the visualization, like seeing it in your mind multiple times. And this way your brain will record it as a memory and record it as, okay, this is what I need to do. And when you step on the field, magically those things are going to happen. So how do you visualize? We have a lot of thoughts, right? So it's very easy to start thinking and lose focus. So the first thing to do is to be connected with yourself, with your breathing. So you want to breathe, right? Relax, take a few deep breaths, and we can do it together here. But then after you focus on your breathing, right, you relax your mind. Now you can start be present and visualizing yourself on the field. So let's do an example here. So let's start with some deep breathing here. So ready? So count for 3 seconds, and then you hold for 3 seconds, and then you release for 5 seconds. 3, 4, 5, and good. And again, hold for 3 seconds and release. Release very slowly. And then again, hold and release. One more. And release. All right, so now that we're completely relaxed, we're gonna imagine, you going on Saturday, walking on the field. How do you feel? Like, are you excited for this game? You feel the warm weather and you see the sun and you're so excited to go play, and you see all your friends, you start smiling because you know that you're gonna have a good game. And then you start the warm up and you're like so focused, so concentrated. You can tell that you're gonna have a good game. And then you step on the field, right? The game starts, you control the ball, you make a good pass, and the game's on, right? You're really aggressive, you feel really good, you're making that sprint, and then all of a sudden you're getting that ball, you dribble a person, and then you shoot and you score. And then everybody's coming to you. You feel a rush of energy come through you. And what's going to happen is everybody's coming at you, hugging you, you're smiling, it's 1-0, you score the goal, you feel like the best there. And I want you to take a second there and like really, really take in that emotion when you see people coming at you, that rush of energy that comes, and you're like, wow, I scored an amazing goal. We're up 1-0 because of me. Right? Take that moment there, see the coaches clapping, your parents applauding, right? All that. So that's an example, right, of visualizing yourself doing something. And then you can visualize other things. That's what you want to do. So how do you feel? Good? So, you feel more relaxed, right? So you have a clear head and you can start thinking about you playing, visualizing it. This way you go on the field and you're like, okay, I've already seen this, and it seems like I already experienced this. And that's what you want to do with the visualization. So accomplishments, and then my feelings, emotions attached to it. And then we're going to create our own script. So mentally, physically, technically, how do you want to be to play the best game ever? So physically, I want to be strong. I want to run fast. I want to jump higher. And also mentally, I want to be, positive. I want to be using positive self-talk. I want to be aggressive. I want to be fearless. I want to be calm. I want to make a mistake and forget about it quickly, right? And then techniques, like, I need to have a first touch close to my foot. I need to have a sharp pass and all that. So you can write down your script on how exactly you want to play today to have the best game ever after you visualize, or you can do it together in combination. All right. So hope this helps. I challenge you, write down your visualizations and your script, and then, send it to me. I'll be happy to review it and tell you, if you should change anything. So post it here down below in the comments, maybe a Google Doc or something, and I can open it. Give me permission so I can open it, and then I can give you feedback on it. Hope this helps. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, so you can see more of this content. And hopefully the visualization will help you in your next game. Let's have a good day.